You check your bank account on a Tuesday morning, and the number staring back at you feels wrong. Not catastrophically low, but lower than it should be. You worked hard this month, you didn't buy anything crazy, so where did it all go? Here's the uncomfortable truth. You're not bad with money, you're just losing it in places you can't see. And the worst part? These aren't dramatic, obvious expenses. They're quiet. They're invisible. They're the financial equivalent of a slow leak in your tire. You don't notice it until you're stranded on the side of the road. Most people spend their entire lives trying to earn more, when the real problem is that they're hemorrhaging money through hitting costs they don't even know exist. These aren't luxuries, they're not splurges, they're silent prosperity killers that drain your resources, your energy, and your future, one small decision at a time. Here's what's really happening. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why your money disappears faster than it arrives. You'll see exactly which 7 hidden costs are sabotaging your financial progress. You'll learn why cost number 4 is the one most people completely ignore, and why it's probably costing you more than your rent. And most importantly, you'll walk away with a clear system to identify, track, and eliminate these leaks so your money can finally start working for you instead of vanishing into thin air. I'm James, and I've spent far too much time breaking down how the rich actually think and what they do differently that no one ever teaches you. And one thing I know for sure, wealth isn't built by making more. It's protected by seeing clearly where it's going. Let's get into it. But before we do, if you're tired of feeling like your money has a mind of its own, hit that subscribe button, because every week we break down one more piece of the financial puzzle, 1 mile at a time. Hidden cost number 1. The convenience tax. Let's start with the most normalized hidden cost in modern life, paying extra for convenience. DoorDash, Uber Eats, Amazon same-day delivery, Instacart, premium streaming on 3 different platforms. These aren't treats anymore. For most people, they've become the default. Here's the math. If you order food delivery twice a week at an average markup of $15 per order, that's $120 a month. Add in delivery fees, tips, and service charges, and you're looking at $1,440 a year just for not driving 10 minutes to pick up your own food. Now multiply that across every convenience service you use: the grocery delivery, the subscription box, the premium app that saves you 5 minutes a month. Individually, they feel insignificant. Collectively, they're a second rent payment. The convenience tax isn't evil, it's just expensive, and the problem is that it's invisible. You don't feel it because it's spread across dozens of tiny transactions, but your bank account, it feels it. The wealthiest people I know don't avoid convenience, they just choose it intentionally. They ask themselves, is this convenience worth what I'm paying, or am I just too tired to think about it? That question alone can save you thousands. Hidden cost number 2. The guilt spend. This one's psychological, and it's brutal. You skip the gym, you feel bad, so you buy a new workout outfit to motivate yourself. You don't call your mom on her birthday. You feel guilty, so you send her an expensive bouquet. You miss your kid's recital. You overcompensate with a toy they don't need. Here's what's happening. You're spending money to manage emotions you should be processing instead. And the cost isn't just financial, it's that you're teaching yourself that money fixes guilt. It doesn't, it just delays it. Guilt spending shows up in 100 ways. The friend you don't really want to see, but you feel obligated to buy them lunch. The charity donation you make not because you care, but because you don't want to seem cheap. The gifts you buy to prove you're thoughtful, even when you're broke. The worst part? Guilt spending doesn't make you feel better. It makes you feel worse because now you're guilty and broke. Prosperity doesn't come from spending your way out of discomfort. It comes from sitting with it long enough to make a better choice. If this is hitting close to home, you're not alone. And if you want more breakdowns like this, go ahead and hit subscribe. We're just getting started. Hidden cost number 3, the broken system tax. This is the cost of living in a financial system that isn't set up for you. Overdraft fees, late fees, ATM fees, minimum balance fees, interest on credit cards you're paying down, penalties for paying off loans early, charges for paper statements, fees for transferring your own money between your own accounts. Let me be clear. These aren't services for services. They're punishments for not having enough money in the first place. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, the system charges you more. A single overdraft fee can be $35. If that happens twice a month, that's $840 a year just for being broke. And here's the kicker. The people who can least afford these fees are the ones paying them. Meanwhile, people with $100,000 sitting in a high-yield savings account, they get paid interest. The system rewards those who already have money and punishes those who don't. The broken system tax is one of the biggest hidden costs to prosperity because it's designed to be invisible. It shows up as bank fees on a statement you don't read. It compounds silently in the background of your life. The only way to escape it? Build enough of a buffer that the system stops charging you to exist. Hidden cost number 4, the fake savings trap. Here it is, the one most people ignore. And honestly, this might be the most expensive mistake you're making. The fake savings trap is when you spend money because something is on sale, even though you didn't need it in the first place. You see a 50% off sign. Your brain doesn't register, I'm spending $50. It registers, I'm saving $50. But here's the truth. You didn't save anything. You spent money you weren't planning to spend. Buy one, get one free. Clearance racks, flash sales, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Amazon Prime Day. These aren't designed to save you money. They're designed to make you spend money you otherwise wouldn't. I know someone who spent $600 on a couch because it was 70% off the original price. The problem, they didn't need a new couch. They had a couch, a perfectly fine couch. But the discount made them feel like they were winning. Fake savings cost you twice. First, in the money you spend. Second, in the mental space you waste convincing yourself it was a smart decision. Here's the rule. If you wouldn't buy it at full price, you don't need it at half price. A discount on something you don't need is still a waste. If you've ever bought something just because it was on sale, drop a comment. Let's normalize talking about this stuff. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Hidden cost number 5, the energy drain. This cost doesn't show up on a bank statement, but it's one of the most expensive. Financial stress drains your energy, and when you're drained, you make worse decisions. You're too tired to meal prep, so you order takeout. You're too overwhelmed to comparison shop, so you buy the first thing you see. You're too anxious to think about your budget, so you avoid it completely. This is the hidden cost of living in financial chaos. It makes you less capable. It steals your focus. It shortens your decision-making window. It turns you into a reactive version of yourself. And the worst part? You pay for that in every area of your life. Your health suffers because you're stressed. Your relationships suffer because you're distracted. Your career suffers because you can't focus. Prosperity isn't just about the money you keep. It's about the mental and emotional energy you preserve. When your finances are clear, you have space to think. When they're chaotic, everything else suffers. Hidden cost number 6, the lifestyle anchor. This is the cost of building a life you can't afford to leave. You get a raise. Instead of saving the difference, you upgrade your apartment, you lease a nicer car, you start shopping at Whole Foods, you book that vacation you've been putting off. Individually, these feel like wins. You're rewarding yourself. You've earned it. But collectively, they've created a lifestyle anchor, a baseline of expenses that now requires your current income just to maintain. Here's what that means. You can't take a pay cut to switch careers. You can't take time off to recover from burnout. You can't risk starting a business because your fixed costs are too high. The lifestyle anchor doesn't just cost you money. It costs you freedom. You're locked into a version of life that requires you to keep earning at the same level or higher just to stay afloat. The wealthiest people I know don't lifestyle creep. They bank the raises. They live below their means on purpose because they know that freedom isn't about spending more. It's about needing less. If this resonates, make sure you're subscribed because understanding money is just the first mile. There's a lot more road ahead. Hidden cost number 7, The delayed decision tax. Here's the final one, and it might be the quietest. Every financial decision you delay costs you. That insurance policy you've been meaning to shop around for, the investment account you keep saying you'll open, the debt you're planning to pay off next month. Every day you wait, you're paying a hidden cost in higher premiums, in missed compound interest, in growing balances. The delayed decision tax is brutal because it feels like nothing. You're not actively doing anything wrong, you're just not doing anything at all. But inaction has a price. I've seen people lose tens of thousands of dollars over a lifetime simply because they delayed starting, not because they made bad choices, just because they made no choice. The most expensive thing you can do with money is wait, because time is the one resource you can't get back. The truth about hidden costs. Here's what ties all of this together. Hidden costs don't feel like costs. That's why they're dangerous. They slip past your awareness and bleed you dry in the background. But once you see them, you can't unsee them. And that's when everything changes. Prosperity isn't about making six figures. It's about closing the leaks. It's about seeing where your money actually goes and deciding, intentionally, whether that's where you want it to go. The convenience tax, the guilt spend, the broken system, the fake savings trap, the energy drain, the lifestyle anchor, the delayed decision tax. These 7 costs are stealing your future. But now you know, and knowing is the first step to taking it back. The goal was never to be perfect with money. It was to be aware, to see clearly, to make decisions from a place of calm instead of chaos. I'm James, and remember, progress happens 1 mile at a time. If this helped you see something you couldn't see before, subscribe, because there's a video on your screen right now that'll take you 1 more mile down this road. Let's keep going.